Hello and welcome to another Yin class here on my channel. If it's your first time here, I'm Katie and welcome. Today we're doing a 45-minute Yin Yoga practice without props. So if you have no props at home, that's fine. This class will focus a little bit more on adjusting the body or the pose rather than just reaching for a prop. This class will be beginner friendly since we'll be holding each pose for about 3 to 4 minutes, and most poses are very accessible for most bodies. But of course, as we go through the practice, I will give you some alternatives as well. So since we need no props, I think we're ready to begin. Our first Yin pose is Child's Pose or Balasana. So you can come to have your knees on your mat, keeping your big toes close together. Now you can decide how far apart your knees will be here and just do whatever is comfortable for you. They can be anywhere from together or maybe mat width distance apart. Take some time again to explore and feel what feels right for you. And then when you're ready, your forehead will come towards the mat. Hands will come to rest next to the feet with the palms facing up. If your forehead doesn't make it to the mat, you can bring your hands in underneath it just to create a little pillow. And let's just wiggle around a little bit, adjust. Here you can move the position of your knees if you need to. Now, if you have come into Child's Pose and you feel that it's just not working for you, then you can come back to lie on your back and simply hug your knees towards your chest. And you'll create the same shape with your body as you would if you were doing Child's Pose, but you've simply made it a bit more accessible for you. There's nothing wrong with adjusting a pose if you need to. You have arrived to your yoga mat. Take a big breath in to congratulate yourself. A long breath out to melt more into your mat. Holding here for 3 minutes in total. Each inhale nourishing your body. Each exhale relaxing every cell. Take a moment to check in on the back of your neck. Make sure you're not crunching or tensing anything. Neck is nice and soft. Facial muscles are relaxed. Jaw is loose. We're still maintaining a little bit of activity within the body, just so we can hold the integrity of the pose. Mind is focusing on the breath and or on the sensations you feel within your body. Keep breathing. And try your best to keep your thoughts here on this yoga mat. Anything off of the mat can wait until you're finished your practice. one more congratulatory breath in. Long breath out. Blow it all out. Now you can bring your fingertips slowly back to the mat, somewhere around your shoulders. Use the breath in to gradually lift yourself back up. Welcome back. Come just to sit whatever way is most comfortable for you on the mat. Perhaps have your palms facing the sky. Close your eyes or soften them. Relax your shoulders. And just receive the reaction of Child's Pose. Keeping your breath slow and steady. Mind with your body, with your breath. Just being here for a few more breaths. When you're ready, open your eyes and come to sit now on your mat with your legs long in front of you. Our next Yin Yoga pose is called half butterfly. We'll hold it on each side for 3 minutes. So let's begin by bringing the sole of the right foot somewhere along the left leg. Now, since we're not using props, again here, it's up to you to decide what really works for your body. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with bringing that foot further away if that feels better, or maybe it feels better to have it more in towards your pelvis. Whatever works for you, be mindful of your right knee. Make sure there's no pain or extreme discomfort there. We're finding our seat bones against the yoga mat, trying to make things square. Don't worry if they're not. Now just take a breath in to lengthen your spine. And as you exhale, you can start to fold forward slowly, gently dropping your nose towards your left knee. So in Yin Yoga, we only go to 80% of our capacity. So 100% might be reaching for those toes, doing a really impressive bend with your nose towards your knee, but that's not our goal. Even if you can do that, peel it back a little bit. 20% less of what your full capacity is. So again, we'll have to take some time, figure out what's comfortable for us. And when you've found it, you might close your eyes. Find your breath wherever it is in your body. Attach your awareness to it. Each inhale might lift you slightly out of the pose, but each exhale helps you to sink a little bit deeper if that's what your body wants. You might feel this pose throughout the bottom of your left leg, your lower back, or maybe even up into your upper back and neck. And those sensations are here to keep your mind grounded, to keep it here on your mat. And that's a challenge, of course, but just try to stay with your breath and with your body for the next minute or so. Let's take one more big breath in. And again, congratulate yourself. You're still here on your mat. Exhale, let something go. And now your next inhalation can slowly lift you back up. You can reach that right foot out long again. Quick little shake off of the legs here, maybe rotating the ankles. And now we'll repeat on the opposite side, bringing your left foot in towards your right leg somewhere. Remember, both sides of the body are different, so what worked on one side might not work on the other side. That's normal. Inhale to lengthen the spine, and exhale to slowly fold. Maybe not coming straight into 80% of capacity, but definitely ending at 80% of our capacity. Connecting to the breath. Connecting to all of those sensations or parts of your body now that are saying hello. And just greet them each with a few nice breaths, soothing, calming, healing every cell in your body. Body still maintaining a little bit of activity, enough to hold the integrity of the pose. Feet are not fully relaxed, they're still active, whatever that means to you. Committing to stillness for the last minute of the pose. One more big honoring breath in. Long breath out. And our next inhale will slowly bring us back up to sit on the mat. Releasing that left leg. Now doing whatever you need to do. That might be circling your ankles, shaking out your feet. You can even lean back on your hands here. Take a bend into your knees. Have your feet mat width distance apart. And then do some windshield wipers by slowly dropping the knees from side to side. Moving slow enough so you can receive again whatever those half butterfly poses have brought to your body. And And now we'll make our way into our next pose, which is Sphinx Pose. So you can come to lie on the front of your body. And when you're there, have your feet about hip width distance or maybe wider apart. Then have your forearms on the mat in front of you and spread your fingers nice and wide apart. First, we're going to measure the distance between our elbows by just clasping our hands around opposite elbows. Once you have found that distance, then bring your forearms back onto the mat in front of you. So you have arrived here in Sphinx Pose. It can be quite an intense back bend, so if you find that it's too much for you, simply slide your elbows further in front of you. We're going to hold Sphinx Pose for 4 minutes in total, so it's important to find something that will be sustainable for you. In Yin Yoga, we are trying to commit to stillness, not fidget or adjust too much. But of course, if we're experiencing pain or a lot of discomfort, of course we do have to adjust the pose. So we're exploring here, finding what's working, wiggling around if we need to. And if you're not ready to come into Sphinx Pose yet, you can simply come into Crocodile Pose by making a pillow with your hands and just resting a cheek or your forehead onto your pillow. You're still going to create that nice back bend and still find lots of benefits for your body by lying on your belly completely. In Sphinx Pose, we can look straight ahead, or you can allow your gaze to come to the mat in front of you, whatever works for your body. Find your breath, feeling your belly spill across the mat with each inhale, letting something go with each exhale. Feeling this pose around the lower back, on your belly as well, stimulating all those internal organs and your kidneys, and creating a healthy compression for your lower back. Checking in that you're at no more than 80% of your capacity. Your mind is on your mat, and you're committing to stillness, both in body and mind. Take one more breath now in Sphinx. And with your exhale, gradually bring yourself back down onto your mat, making that pillow by stacking your hands on top of each other, and then resting a cheek or forehead onto your pillow. Bring your big toes to touch each other, allowing your heels to fall towards the edge of your yoga mat. And now we have all arrived into Crocodile Pose, a resting pose for the next minute, allowing all the muscles in the back of your body to flop towards the sides, relaxing and receiving here. Our next sequence of poses will be done lying on the back. So you might just roll over onto your back, or you can slowly start to pick yourself up and transition onto the back of your body. Once you have arrived to lie on your back, you might just have your palms facing up. Legs can be long, or you can bend your knees and rest them against each other. And we'll just relax here for a few breaths. Allowing the hardness of the floor to soothe your body. Which seems like a contradiction, but sometimes there's nothing nicer than just lying on the floor. When you're ready to come into our next pose, it is Reclined Pigeon Pose. So we'll start by keeping our left knee bent, and you can bring your right ankle onto your left thigh. Now there's no rush here. As always, we're just finding whatever 80% capacity is. So you might already be close to it here, and that's okay. If you feel like you could go a little bit deeper into this pose, you can start by inching that left foot a little bit closer to your pelvis and gently pushing that right knee away from you. So we're starting to create a little bit of a stretch, especially within our right glute and within our pelvis as well. Now, if we want to go even further, you might thread your hands through your legs, come to hold either underneath your left knee, or if you can, and only if you can, you might come to hold the outside of your left knee. If you've come too far and need to reverse a step or two, that's okay. Remember, we're not using props, so we have to really listen to our body and adjust when we need to. Our feet are active. Body is active to maintain the pose. Mind is with the breath. And here's a pose where you can really explore your edges. If you feel that the bar of 80% is getting higher and higher, the more your body opens up to the pose, then you might be able to start to slowly pull your left knee a little bit closer to you. And we're here for 3 minutes in total. Face is soft, jaw is relaxed, neck is long and loose. Now it's time for us to release the pose, and you can do so slowly, eventually bringing all extremities back onto the mat, finding that nice lying on the floor pose again for a moment, whatever feels good for you. Maybe feeling that rush of energy throughout the right side of your body, maybe not. Each body will receive the poses in different ways, so just tune in to what's happening for you. Now let's take it to the other side, bringing our left ankle to our right thigh. Experimenting with each edge and each stage. We have to begin from zero. We don't know what's going to work for this side of the body. Eventually coming to find your version of reclined pigeon pose. Staying at 80%. Staying slightly active, especially within our feet. Finding your breath. Committing to stillness for the next 3 minutes. Stillness in body, mind, and breath. It's time for us now to release the pose very slowly, coming back to the ground and finding the position that works for you. Tuning into those inner sensations. You can stay still here, or from this position you could do some windshield wipers, slowly dropping the knees from side to side. Coming back to center when you're ready, we'll prepare for our final set of yin poses, which is a supine twist. So begin by extending your left leg long onto the mat, and then bringing the sole of your right foot up onto your left thigh. Your left hand can come to hold this right knee, and then your right arm reaches up towards the ceiling. Now start to stack your hips on top of each other, bringing your right hip on top of the left, extending that knee over towards the left side of your mat, and then allow your right arm to fall back down to the right, keeping it at a 90-degree angle to your body if that feels good for you. So we've come to the first edge here. And you want to make sure that both of your shoulders are still on the mat, especially this right shoulder. It will have a tendency to pop off, but your only job here is to keep it grounded. If you feel as though you're not close to 80% capacity, you could continue to stack those hips, making more of a twist within your middle body. And if you want to go deeper again, creating a deeper twist within your spine, you can look over towards your right hand. Feeling the supine twist maybe within your right glute, throughout your belly and your lower back, and even up into that right shoulder as well. We'll hold here for 3 minutes. Again, here doing really good work for those internal organs, stimulating them with this twist, helping to stretch and twist your spine in a healthy way. Each inhale expands your body, and each exhale might help you to twist a little bit deeper. Now, if you're starting to feel any tingling sensation or numbness within your right hand, you can lower your arm, bring it closer to your body. And same goes for the twist. If it's becoming painful or too uncomfortable, don't be afraid to just reverse a little bit out of it. You can bring your eyes back towards the ceiling. Take one more big breath in. And as you exhale, you can slowly return back to center. Resting on the floor here. Maybe noticing a difference within the two sides of your body. Your equilibrium is a little bit off. We'll restore that equilibrium by, of course, repeating the pose on the opposite side. So now your left foot is coming onto your right thigh. Your right hand is holding the knee. Your left arm is reaching up. Start to stack your hips. This time your left hip will be on top. Both shoulders stay on the mat. Release your left arm back down to the left. Finding your edge, creating that twist that allows you to keep both shoulders grounded. Look up or look to your left hand. As we come towards the end of the yoga practice, it might be harder for you to keep your mind with your mat. It might have already started to explore what's next in the day for you. But really try here to stay with your body, gifting yourself these last few minutes of time and peace and just opportunities to connect to yourself and find all those sensations internally. Find your breath. When you're ready, you can start to release the pose, coming back to center. eventually when you're there, you might just wait and see what your body wants. Maybe it wants stillness to digest all these poses. Maybe you'd like to bring your knees towards your chest, give yourself a hug. If you're here, you might circle your knees. Or you can also do some windshield wipers from this position again. And just doing whatever you need to do now, getting rid of any little wiggles or fidgets that you might have. And from here, we'll come into Savasana Pose, the most important pose of any yoga practice. So you're coming into Savasana by having your palms facing up, and your arms and legs can be as wide apart as is comfortable to you. Chin is slightly tucked towards your chest, so the back of your neck is long. Jaw is loose. Facial muscles are relaxed. In Savasana Pose, we maintain no activity within the body, allowing each muscle to fall away from the bone. Feel them all getting heavier and heavier. We'll stay here for 4 minutes in total. Physically, a very easy pose, mentally a little bit more challenging. And I know you might be tempted here to just get up and end the practice, but this is really where your body will receive all the benefits of the poses that you've done. So just allow this pose to take you wherever it does, and I'll let you know when it's time to come back. You're welcome to stay here for as long as you can. But if you are ready to come back, make some gentle movement. From here, you can come to lie on the right side of your body, just falling into whatever position you land in. taking some breaths, thanking yourself for showing up. Your next inhale can gently push you away from your mat so you can find that seat to sit in. And once you're comfortable, you might just have your palms facing up or down, whatever feels right. Close or relax your eyes. Lengthen your spine a little bit. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out. We'll close off our practice by taking one more breath like that. When you're ready, slowly open up your eyes again. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did and you would like to thank me, you can do so just by leaving a thumbs up on this video and subscribing to my channel. If you'd like to leave a comment below, I'd love to hear from you and get to know you, and we can continue working on these yoga practices together. So I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care and goodbye.